Here's a quick rundown on how I recreated Mahito's domain expansion, Self-Embodiment of Perfection. The first thing I did was roller brush out Axel's arms and hands. Lucky for me, Axel went above and beyond and shot everything at the same angle and the same lighting, but since he did film it that way, rotoscoping was super easy. After that, I did some basic color correction, and then you really just need to resize and keyframes the arms and hands to match the mouth movement. Next, I did a really rough and quick rotoscope of the outside of his mouth, and then plopped it on top, serving as a mask to cover up the outside of the arms. From there, I had to darken things up because it was just too bright. So I rotoscoped out the back of his mouth and used the levels tool to darken it up. I rotoscoped out his tongue and darkened that up separately. Then I just quickly went in and used the pen tool to create some shadows and some depth on each side of his mouth. And then I added one more adjustment layer to darken and intensify things even more. For the eyeballs, I outlined, that is so hard to say. For the eyeballs, I outlined them using the pen tool, avoiding the pink part of the eye. Then I used the tracking tool as well as some manual keyframing to match the movement of the head. The trick here is to be a little bit messy because if you're too clean, it'll look extra fake, and you just want to make it look slightly fake. I feathered and expanded the mask for each eyeball to make things look a little bit more seamless. Then I used the color picker tool, finding one of the lightest parts of the eyeball, which ended up being a grayish blue color. You do not want to use pure white, that just will not look correct. Then I used some noise to bring back some of the grain and texture that is inherently in the shot, because otherwise it'll look way too smooth. Then I eyeballed and just added an inner shadow to each eyeball, and then to finish off the shot, I just used a little bit of color grading and called it good.